Jeff in Denver. Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Pretty good. I got that flu, too.
Oh,
anyway,
no. Happy New Year, by the way.
Before my main subject, where you say the Dems have learned, they've learned nothing. They're sending out the same emails now about fundraising, scaring everybody, and just saying we need money. They don't say what they've done.
I know.
Anyway, the main subject, lions, tigers, and bears, sharks, butterflies, bacteria, and bees. That's the story of the millennium right now, because right now the effects of extinction are forever, and we're not reporting on almost any of it.
You're right.
And it's like right now, we found in the past 2 decades, a lot of populations of wildlife have dropped by 90%, which is a 95% drop over the past couple hundred years. It's like we've got tigers, 6 subspecies. There are less than 500 tigers left in each of those subspecies. One species of rhino went extinct the last decade. White rhino, we only have 5 left, and they're all in captivity. Javan rhino, there are only a couple dozen left. Elephants will be extinct in the wild in 6 years, probably. Wow. Wolves, they were slaughtering them because the Obama administration and Salazar here in the U.S. Lions in West Africa may be extinct. Sharks, and tuna is actually one of the biggest underreported stories. There may be some extinct species of tuna now, or functionally extinct.
Wow.
But then all apes are endangered: chimps, orangutans, gorillas, and then the other one that is totally ignored is microbial extinction. Such as in our bodies and the soil. Mm-hmm. And the last two that we're getting some publicity, but like bees, of course, but monarch butterflies.
Yeah, they're talking about putting them on the endangered species list.
They should be. I mean, they've already dropped by 90% in like a decade.
Yeah.
And they all gather at one spot in Mexico. So it's like they're one of the most endangered species in the world.
Yeah. Is that habitat loss in Mexico, or is that poison on the crops in the fields in North America where they come to eat and lay their eggs and have,
there are
pupate and all that?
Various theories. One of the big things may be a loss of essentially like hedgerows. That we have just farmland. We don't have any native crops. And the thing is, monarchs depend on milkweed.
Right.
And so there's no milkweed growing by the fields. Now, it could be the lack of milkweed. It could be the Monsanto stuff, right. The things they're putting out there. And the thing is, monarchs need migratory routes in order to get back to Mexico.
Right.
And so a lot of us, like myself, we're planting milkweed in our gardens, but we need it in Nebraska. We need it in South Dakota, North Dakota, et cetera. We need it everywhere.
Right.
So
there's no longer hedgerows. You mean there's no longer like weedy spaces between fields because we've just gotten so efficient at farming that we're using every square inch?
Yes.
Wow.
Drive across northern Texas, drive across the Panhandle in Texas, and try to find a square inch of land that has not been altered by man. You can drive hundreds of miles, and every square inch has been altered by us, other than maybe the bottom of the creeks.
Yeah. Yeah, and even the bottom of the creeks are radically altered by us because all this, so much of the water that we're pouring back into the water systems of our country, even when it's purified, are laced with pharmaceutical residue.
Yeah,
I mean,
which also brings up another thing that we haven't reported on: the incredible idea that water should be a sewer. Why do we throw anything in water?
Right, right. And all, the other underreported thing I'd say is the very high levels of hormones and SSRI drugs that can be found in municipal water supplies all around the United States when they're pulling them out of rivers that are getting them from cities upstream where, the municipalities are processing their sewage and dumping the water containing these pharmaceutical residues. People take the pharmaceuticals and their bodies don't entirely metabolize them, and then they pee the stuff out, and it goes, through the whole cycle and back down into the river. And this is altering. I mean, it's causing fish to be born that are gender, dysfunctional or luss, and bug eyes and 3 eyes and 4 legs, 6 legs, and all kinds of strange things. Yeah.
And the answer to that is composting toilets. It's as simple as that. I go to places like in Mexico. They immediately separate the liquid from the solids. The solids are then used for fertilizer. It doesn't smell, and the liquid is dried.
Yeah.
Real easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent suggestion. Excellent suggestion. Jeff, thank you. And Happy New Year to you and yours. Great to hear from you.
Tom. Thanks for everything you've done.
My pleasure.